So on my test, what I've done is I've installed two websites with the same theme and the same images, and everything's the same except for the RabbitLoader plugin. And you can see basically the difference that it's amazing because it just did it automatically. Now, the site without the RabbitLoader plugin is this one, No Rabbit. And these are test sites, they're temporary sites. It's 45 performance with this. So these are the results for that. You can see it took a while for the first image to paint. And on the other hand, with the Rabbit plugin, we got a 95% score on Google, and these are the results. So you can basically see that from the beginning, the site started appearing. This helps with the bounce rate because users don't leave because it's already loading and we're gonna be able to view it. And we don't get any warnings with this. So for example, on the left, we get the warnings, served images in XJS format, which is something that RabbitLoader does. It automatically turns it into WebP, eliminate render blocking resources, reduce initial server response time, and a bunch of other ones. So all of those warnings we get without the plugin. Now, one of the things that I've noticed with RabbitLoader is that when you install it and activate it, this is something that happened to me. It's like this dang thing doesn't work because I mean, it was like 1 hour, 2 hours, and I still wasn't getting good results on page speed on Google. And that's because RabbitLoader takes time to recognize the CSS files that you're using, eliminates the one that you're not using, turning images into WebP, and it takes a while. In my case, it took 12 hours, just so you get an idea. Even after I got the 100% finish timer on RabbitLoader, it took 12 hours to finally get it going and working just like it should. And it's still optimizing. So those are the results. I mean, big results, big differences. Now, let me show you the deal that's going on right now, just in case you want to grab it. It's a lifetime deal that starts off at $59. And this is going to be one of my first complaints on this review is the limits that you get with this plan. I mean, it's cheap, it's lifetime, and if we consider lifetime, well, of course, it's going to be a great deal. But when we get used to lifetimes, well, we tend to kind of go over this and say, you know what, limits should be better. So $59 gets you 100 gigabytes of monthly traffic bandwidth. That is for the CDN, Content Delivery Network. That means that the site is going to be delivered via different points of the world to load it faster. And that's going to be included, but it's only 100 gigabytes a month. So depending on the amount of traffic that you have on your site, that might be enough for 1 or 20 sites. I mean, it just depends how much traffic you have. This is going to be included for 5 websites, 25 page rules, and unlimited page views. So no limits on that. If you need more limits, you need to jump into license tier 2, 3, and up to 4, which gives you 1 terabyte of monthly bandwidth. So all of this is going to optimize the CSS, the lazy load, the WebP image conversion, the LQIP, blurred image placeholder, etc. All that is going to be included with this deal. So again, let me show you the site that I've ran the test. These are 2 installations in the same hosting with different settings because one has the RabbitLoader and one doesn't. This is a plain website without any plugins. So let me show you the plugin section. Here we go, nothing's there, but the Divi theme. So if I open this site, you're going to see that's a site. Here we go. So all of that is loading on this test. And on the right, we have the installation with the RabbitLoader. So the plugin that's available here is only the RabbitLoader. So that's the only thing activated. And again, let me show you the website, the homepage for this, which is the same website. See there? Same website with the RabbitLoader plugin. Now let me show you the settings for this because it's super interesting. Like I said, this is mainly focused for beginners because it's easy to use. If you don't want to go crazy with settings and you don't know what to do, I mean, this is the right fit for you. This is the timer. There was a timer here on the top when it finished doing all this job. But after finishing that job, I wasn't getting that score that I'm getting on page speed. So after 12 hours, I did get it. So you can see the overall dashboard here. You can see, for example, hot URL cached, 5 out of 5 because this is just a test site. There's only 5 sites on this. And I bet you if there's more sites, this probably would take you more than 24 hours to finish all the system loading. You can clear all the cache. So for example, if you made some changes to the site and it's not previewing the changes, you need to purge all pages and it's going to start again, cache the plugin, caching the site. You can see the URL performance here. So for example, the 5 out of 5 pages, and you can see the performance for individual pages right here. So for example, we're getting these results for these different pages available. Like I said, this is a demo site and these pages were there by default, but it optimizing them. And like I said, I mean, after 12 hours, it's still on queue. So it's still optimizing other pages. So if this was a big site, you would have a lot of time. You have to wait a lot for these changes to take place. For the images, here we go. Total images, 21. Original size, optimized size with WebP. Size improvement, 30% on average. Average load time before optimization and average load time after optimization. So not a big difference, but the big difference that counts for Google page speed is changing it to WebP. So these are already optimized images that were optimized a bit more, okay? The critical CSS, this one also took a while for this to load, and you can see it's still working with these sites. From the original size, so almost 1 megabyte, it turned it into 1191. So that's a 98% improvement. Now with this, it's a lot of advantage because when you have like, I don't know, license 1, which is 100 gigabytes on the CDN, we're getting better results and we have more room to add more sites because the optimization size is reduced, okay? So you have the original CSS page, 1.1 megabyte, optimized 14.6 kilobytes. So that's, I mean, that's a big difference, 98% improvement. And in this, there's a big improvement in the page load time also. The CDN usage, which is the content delivery network, here we go. You can see the usage right here. This is not a real used site, so there's not a lot of movement here, but if this was a real site, we would see that there. The demographics of where people are actually viewing this, and we're gonna view, for example, Mexico, that's where I am, and United States and Canada, because that's where the Google page speed and the GTmetrix speeds are done. And I'll show you GTmetrix in a bit. The settings for this, now this is where I'm telling you, this is something that I wish they improved on this, and this is a complaint in a sense, because if you're a beginner and you don't want to move settings, this is fantastic for you. But if you're an advanced user like I am and I like to fine tune my cache plugin, this is not the right fit for me because all I can do here is exclude URLs and ignore parameters. Why is this available here? Because if the cache plugin, RabbitLoader, conflicts with a plugin or something on your site, you would add those parameters here so it doesn't interfere with that and your site loads fine. So that's why those are here. But aside from that, well, there's not a lot of settings. And these two general settings are depending on what you have using your site for. So if your site changes a lot, if it's a WooCommerce store, if it's something that's dynamic, like blogs, a lot of blogs in the beginning, you would have to tick this on. And the cache plugin is going to work differently, and you're gonna get different results for the page speed. Now, if your site is static, this will work for you. No, you would have this off, and that would work great. Okay, and again, that's also for this, resolving conflicts with that. The log messages for the changes that are taking place with this, just nothing fancy there. And the help just going to take you to the email to ask support. So that is what's going on with the RabbitLoader plugin. Like I said, it's meant for beginners, for users, or if you're an advanced user and you have a website that's static and you just don't want to move around a lot of things, boom, add this plugin and you're good to go. I mean, you don't want to fine tune it. It's not an important site, whatever. Works great. That's another thing they have to take in consideration. Now, I also did some GTmetrix tests right here, and we're going to see that the No Rabbit plugin got a C score on this. And the difference for this is the performance 70%. It took way longer. And if you go to the waterfall, there's more files loaded here because it didn't optimize. And on the different side over here with the RabbitLoader plugin, there's less files loaded. Right? There's like 1 or 2 files less, and it loaded faster. So it does get optimized better with the RabbitLoader plugin installed. So yes, it does work. I mean, that's one of the things that you want to consider is knowing if it actually works. And it does. It does the job. I was surprised how good it was. And like I said, in the beginning, I was pretty mad because I was like, you know what? I'm not getting Google PageSpeed scores. It's not loading the WebP images. Why? But then it takes some time. It works. And now it just works fantastic. And the desktop score, just to give you an idea, we got a 94 on that one and 100% on with the RabbitLoader plugin. So different results completely. Way better with the RabbitLoader. But, well, there you go. If you want to grab this plugin, I will be leaving the link in the description. It helps me out with a small commission, and it won't cost you a single cent more than what it already does. And it helps me out to make these videos for you. I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on my next videos.